What is good, people? Welcome back to the channel. KG is back, and it is match reaction time. Final whistle has gone. Sheffield United, whoopsie. Sheffield Wednesday 0, Leeds United 2, and Leeds United get their first win of the season. Our season is up and running. Some real good stuff tonight. Some slow stuff in the first half, but what a controlled performance overall. Really good tonight, and we're going to discuss that right now. Before we do, get in the likes, people. Really hit those likes up. Subscribe to the channel, of course. Drop your comments below. Jed in the house already saying how good were Nanto and Joseph tonight. We're going to speak about Joseph. We're going to speak about my boy Matteo Joseph because he cooked tonight. And people, that is what a striker looks like when he doesn't score a goal but affects the game in a positive way. And we're going to speak about another striker who does no such thing, but people pretend he does. And I'm going to bring up something today. Oh, I'm going to bring it up. Yeah, Scott R, 3 points in the clean sheet. Yes, once again, we're going to mention quite a few tonight because I thought Roden and Strauch, both of those in particular, colossal. They weren't letting Sheffield Wednesday get anything past them. Now, our fullbacks, on the other hand, we got to talk about that too. But our centre backs were absolutely brilliant tonight. Absolutely brilliant. And this feels like the start of something now. This feels like the start of a launch pad into the season where we can now go on a real good run. And we've got Hull City next. Come on now, let's go. Crypto Steve saying Sheffield will just die. They were. But this is what I've said about this division. I'm keeping my headphones on, people, so I can hear when Daniel Farke speaks, so we can get some quotes from him. But this is the league. This is the league, people. This is the championship. These are poor teams. And look, we're going to get up our team in a bit. But even with the way our team looks, it should still beat a majority of these teams in this division. That's not being arrogant. That's the quality of our team. And you saw when we were doing one-touch football tonight, they couldn't touch us. That's how we got both of our goals. We're brilliant. Matt in the house saying, please get out this division. Yep. I can't bear listening to that window lick at Hinchcliffe much longer. Matt, you took me out in the second half. I didn't expect that, man. I didn't expect that. Shout out to William, who's gifted a KG membership. Shout out to you, William, man. That's very generous, man. And listen, if you want to become a member of the channel, link is in the description, always next to the subscribe button called join. But shout out to William, who's one of my best, just big supporter of the channel. Shout out to you. Ryan here saying, sick of the Joseph Bamford comparison. There is not a comparison. Joseph was so good. Oh, we're going to speak about that. We're going to speak about that. Don't worry about that. Carl in the house saying his McDonald's is going to taste so much better now. Shout out to you, man. What you got, man? What you got? Let me know. Let me know. I like McDonald's too. You know what I'm saying? John H saying, Danny Roll is so naive playing out from the back with those League One defenders. Well, yeah. He does have a good style of football. I'm not going to take that away. He does seem like a good coach, but it's like the same with everything, isn't it? Coaches want to do things with players that just not are capable. And we saw that tonight with Sheffield Wednesday. Plus, our team is just better. And it's as simple as that. Sorry if that hurts any Sheffield Wednesday fans' feeling, but it's the truth. Our team is better. And we showed that tonight. Emmett saying, KG, we're back on the horse. We're on it, man. We're undefeated. We are undefeated, people. What's it? Carl saying Big Mac and a sweet chili wrap. Nice. So Crypto Steve here saying Aaronson had a very good goal, but he didn't do anything else. Ooh, Steve. Not watching through my eyes anyway. It looked to me like other players were not that keen on passing to him. I know many will disagree. Wait a minute, Steve. Not watching through my eyes anyway. Oh, okay, yeah, got you. No, I thought Aaronson was nice today. It wasn't a perfect performance, but it's tough now to say, does he get dropped next week against Hull? I don't see it. I don't see it. I do have an idea, though, of what I would do against Hull City, and I wonder if anyone else agrees. Lee Rooney in the house, thank you for the super chat, Lee. Much appreciated, man. Chris saying, greetings from my home in Greece. Shout out to you. And Will saying, fourth place all of a sudden. Yeah, listen, when you win the Friday night game, people, it just makes your whole weekend better in terms of when you're watching sports. I was talking about it on my watch along. When you lose the Friday night game, you watch other games and you're watching it like... But now you can watch it with a smile on your face. It's beautiful, isn't it? And yeah, listen, Lewis here, that pressure by Aaronson was very much needed. I thought it was. That's what you're looking for from Brendan Aaronson. You're looking for energy. You're looking for him to be a pest. And he showed today with the composure for the goal. He's got that finish in him. And I think we're going to see a few more of those tucks in the championship for sure. Martin are saying 3-4-1 against Hull City. Well, this is it. This is where I would change it up against Hull City. But we're going to speak about that. Chris in the house. I'll take Joseph getting man of the match for my 40th birthday. Lovely. Okay, listen. Let's talk about the team that was out there. Yeah. And yeah, and shout out to you, Chris, and happy birthday to you, man. And I hope that you've had a good birthday and everything. There's another birthday celebration on the watch along too. So shout out to all of you that got born today. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Peter saying spot on KJ. Fair enough. Makes your weekend. It does, man. It gives your weekend a boost, man. That's how football is. That's what happened. That's the tribalism of supporting a football club. It makes and breaks your weekend sometimes. It's crazy. Mr. P with the super thanks. Thank you, Mr. P. Finally, a performance across the whole team. Joseph holding up the ball intelligently. Furpo overlapping. Can you buy that fan another pie? The 49ers, yeah, that fan got his pie absolutely mash up, isn't it? Crazy. But how good is that visual though, man? It just completes it, doesn't it? Even though for that fan, he's probably paid near £8 for that pie. I'm sure he doesn't mind, and he's probably gonna have a laugh about it when he goes home and watches it on the TV. But yeah, listen, people, the performances from everyone. Melier, another clean sheet, but he didn't have a lot to do tonight. And that's how you get Melier's clean sheets, I'm afraid. I'm not trying to put him down, but the less shots that he sees, the better. He had one little shaky moment. I don't know what he was doing when Roden headed it back to him, and he decided to Superman punch it out for a throw in. Not sure. But overall, Melier, nicely done. Another clean sheet, second one in a row. Let's keep those rolling on. Jaden Bogle, people. Instrumental for the first goal. Yeah, his touches set it up, and Dan James, Aronson with the build up, Nanto, Joseph got fouled, and then Aronson with a lovely tuck. But Jaden Bogle had a nightmare tonight defensively. They're 45, they're number 45, whoever it was, he had the beating of Bogle tonight. It was tough to watch, and Bogle got sent to the shop on one move twice. Yeah, he got sent to the shop once, then got sent for a hot dog another time. And look, I believe in Jalen Bogle, I really do, but we know that his strengths for us are going to be going forward. But he's going to have to get his concentration up when it comes to the defensive side, because there was a few times in the first half, in particular, where Jalen Bogle, the ball was going over his head, and they're number 45. I don't know what his name is, so that's why I'm calling him 45, like he's Donald Trump 45. But he just got the beating of him one-on-one. And it wasn't until Dan James came back to help out Bogle where they decided then to try go over to Firpo's side. So Bogle, there's a lot to build up with Bogle. He will get better, I'm sure of it, people. But, you know, even though we won today and there's a lot of good performances, got to say Bogle's did stand out a little bit. Vega saying Gruev was really good disrupting too. Yeah. Listen, before we go on to Gruev, though, gotta give a shout out to our two centre backs tonight. Thought Firpo was good as well. Nothing particular stood out for me in terms of Firpo's performance. I thought he had a real good ball across the box, maybe a bit too much zip on it in the first half, but Joseph was like, "Ooh, give me another one of those." So nothing with that. But Strauch and Roden today, people, absolutely brilliant. Cleared nearly everything when it came aerially. They were colossal. And that is what I expect to see from those two, back in form. That was lovely to see from both. I have a hard time picking who was best out of the two, which is great because they were both brilliant at different periods. Yeah, Ishtar, Pascal was boss. There was times where they were just throwing their bodies in the way. Roden aerially was getting everything that I can remember. And Sheffield Wednesday are a big unit of a team, absolutely huge. And these two just mopped everything up. Wonderful to see. Absolutely wonderful. Damn, everyone's just going in on Bogle. I don't mean to, but you can still call out when you win and say that there was some performance that weren't up to par, but it just means that there's more room to grow. There we go. Is that good? Matt saying Bogle defensively is a bogey. Going forward is boogie. Yeah, going forward with Jaden is absolutely no problem. In fact, some of our most dangerous moves in what was a pretty pedestrian first half were through Dan James and Jaden Bogle's link up on the right-hand side. But yeah, he's going to have to clean up the defensive side 100%. Ina in the house saying it's coming together. I feel like that's what it felt like today, people. You know, we went to West Brom and there was a graphic at one point that said we had 6 touches overall against West Brom. And I think in the first maybe 30 minutes of the game, in their box, I should say. And in the first 30 minutes of this game, we had 14 or 12. That shows the big improvement. And it shows that we had the impetus, we had the ability to go out there and win this game tonight. And I'm glad Daniel Farke did that. I think in the first half in particular, though, people, there was some passing where it was just so slow, where we weren't running around trying to create space. There was just passing between Ampadu, Gruev, Rodon back to Strauch, and it would just continue in that vein with very little movement ahead. But we controlled the game overall after a bit of a shaky 20 minutes. Jim here saying Dan was fire. He was just scary. Yeah, I mean, someone in the watch along said Dan James was anonymous in the first half. But if you remember, if you looked in the first half, Dan James had our best two opportunities to when he crossed the ball in. One went behind. He just didn't put his head up. He just put it across. And then the other one took a deflection and Pascal put it just wide. But I thought Dan James was pretty effective today. And I said it in the signing video for Ramazani. Both Willie Nonto and Dan James need to secure their spots because he's there ready to take one. So they needed a big game today. And Dan James, in the end, did come up trumps with it. Darren here saying Dan's finish was great. Shall we talk about that goal? And Chucky Ice here saying Sheffield Wednesday looked like a poor team, but we did a good job tonight. 100. Michael with a bit of satire here. Rothwell didn't do enough for me in the 5 minutes he played. Tremendous. And listen, that's another thing we'll speak about because we all speak about Danny Farke and subs. There was no need for him to do subs today where we were. I think he was giving players their minutes towards the end. We saw Joel Peru get charity minutes, Rothwell, Gelhardt get charity minutes, but we didn't need to make subs in this game because we were firmly in control. So, and then, I mean, at the moment, Matteo Joseph and Dan James are talking. Yeah, just happy for the team and everything. I'll wait for Daniel Farke to speak. But listen, while Mateo is on screen and LUFC Ryan has said it here, let me take a sip of this blue Red Bull drink. We need signings, all right? We need signings, people. Guys, that ball, which I think they measured at near 33 yards, that Joseph played to Dan James was a thing of beauty. It was beautiful. Very few players do that. You know, Georgie was the one doing that for us last year. Those kind of players. Matteo Joseph to do what he did with that ball was tremendous. Absolutely beautiful. His overall game today, he got player of the match today, and he didn't score a goal. And when do you ever see strikers, if they don't score a goal, get player of the match? Very rare. He was that good. And there was people, and I won't call him out, but there was people calling for Joseph to be dropped because he hadn't scored in the games prior. Are you crazy? Dropped for who? By the way, dropped for who? That ball was sensational. Split Sheffield Wednesday open. They didn't know where to look. They didn't know where to turn. And then when you got Dan James put on the burners, nice finish from Dan James. Feel like he scuffed it a little bit, but it was more than enough to get it over the keeper. But that ball by Matteo Joseph is exactly what you want from your number 9 if they're not scoring. And now you got to think now that Matteo Joseph confidence from here is only going to go sky high. He looked like he was enjoying himself. He was smiling on the pitch. That's all it took. You saw he was loving the fact that he got that assist tonight. Some would even say he got an assist for the first goal. I think it should have been a penalty if Aronson hadn't scored. So I think he got taken out, but he was heavily involved in both of the goals. Meanwhile, you got this man that some people wanted to bring back into this team in 2024. And I spoke about this, but I've got to say it on here because it's just ridiculous. Patrick Bamford spoken about trying to put off Pompey's Callum Lang taking the penalty. This is what Bamford said to put off the Portsmouth player. I've missed a few at this end, you know. Lang said, yeah, but I'm not you, am I? This man who got 17 league goals, Premier League goals behind closed doors, is getting bantered by Callum Lang. And Patrick Bamford's way of trying to put someone off is telling them how rubbish he is. And this is what people defend. Crazy. By the way, Bamford out today. Bamford out today in terms of another injury. Yet another one. And this is what people wanted to bring back into this football team. But some people won't learn. Some people won't learn, and that's why they're not subscribed to this channel, because you can't be. You know, I won't let you subscribe to this channel. If you let yourself be known that you're a Bamford fan, you just get blocked. It's as simple as that. Some people will say that's petty, and that's not how it should work on YouTube. I should want every subscriber possible, but I don't, because I find conversations about Patrick Bamford banal. I find them boring. They don't entertain me. They shouldn't be conversations anymore. But they started to come up again. So this is the man that people wanted to come back in. He's out with a hamstring issue and will miss the game against Hull City, no doubt about it. But yeah, but we're going to speak about Joseph and his brilliance today. That is how a number 9 plays: pace, hold up play. Yeah, he put one over the bar. I would love for him to have completed the performance today and scored, but that assist, that's only the beginning, people. Goals are coming. Goals are coming. Um, yeah, Darren, I wish it was that. I wish it was that, but we both know that's not true, right? And Aaron here saying our managers always love Bamford. Part of the problem. Yeah, listen, I don't. This is the thing, though. I don't put this on Bamford anymore, and I don't. As much as I don't want him at this football club, it is the club. And look, I've already said if he's going to be here, I think that next year will be the time that we cancel his contract or mutually terminate because it will have 1 year left on it. But he's well within his rights to stay at the football club because he's comfortable. He's got no desire to play football. Look at him. He's got no desire to play football. He's not bothered. But he's well within his rights to keep his contract. No problem. But the club should be trying to make a move to try and do something about it. And I haven't heard or seen anything that suggests so. But yeah, the managers that select him are part of the problem. And you just wonder, don't you, with Joseph not scoring in the first couple, if Bamford was fit, would he have come back in today? Scary, doesn't it? Scary to think about. But look, Joseph was absolutely brilliant tonight. And that shirt stays his against Hull City, 100%. Ishtar saying, let's not talk about Bamford. Yeah, the thing is though, Ishtar, when it comes to things like this, and with the chatter that was happening through the week in terms of people talking about Bamford coming back in, you have to speak about it, and his availability being not there yet again, you have to speak about it. I'm afraid while he's at this football club, look, the quicker he's out of here, the better, and then we never have to speak about him again, ever. So there we are, the players today, and look. People, the bench today, obviously the bench was not good, but as I said at the start of the watch along, this bench and the starting 11 were more than good enough to beat this Sheffield Wednesday team today, and they did the job. And look, even with the subs that came on, we had Byron come on, we had Rothwell, Pirot, and Gelhart. Those are good subs to bring on in the game. You probably only got room for one more. Would have probably been nice to see like DeBio get a few minutes at the end when the game was sewn up, just to get his feet wet and at this level. That would have been nice. But look, absolutely no problem. But this is it now with the 49ers. They have to get in recruits because we see now with Verber off the bench and even Bamford off the bench, we've got 2 goalkeepers and a bunch of kids. You know what I mean? There was Happy Meals being passed around the bench today. But and listen, I just want to put in a little article from the Athletic. I don't know how many people have seen this, but Mario Gomez, if everyone remembers him, the German striking legend, big legend for me. I absolutely love Mario Gomez. He's now the technical director of Red Bull. And he was talking about the relationship that they have with the 49ers. And this is what he said in regards to that. And I'll read it out on here. We have an exchange with them about how we became a big multi club and brought small clubs to a good position at the top of the leagues. We are super excited about having the sponsorship, but they are doing their stuff by themselves and we are just sharing knowledge. We are not telling them what to do. We are explaining how we grew over the last 10 years. They are interested in how we manage this. It's not a secret. It's not rocket science what we're doing. It's just taking care, being resilient, being brave in our identity and philosophy. That's a discussion we're having with them. I was telling the guys it's super important to have a clear identity. So there again, people, for anyone that feel like Red Bull are going to take over or are involved in stuff, they're not. They're minority stakeholders. We're just sharing knowledge with the 49ers, which I think is an absolutely brilliant thing when you see how the Red Bull models are used. And you see them, they buy players for cheap, they sell them on, but it does say in the article, Mario Gomez says, that isn't our intention to do so. It's just that they excel so well that we want them to grow with us. But if they can't grow with us, then they can go to the next level. So there you are, people. But yeah, we need more signings, people, just from that bench alone. Yeah, man, he did. Mario Gomez became an executive, man. Yeah, from the Mario Gomez, that song. He's now Red Bull technical director, man. Crazy stuff, man. Things move on in football big time. But yeah, listen, people, what else have we got here? What else have we got? Let me just get this slide up. While I'm getting this thing up on the screen, please like the video if you haven't already. Free to do, and it does help out the channel, people. There we are. Right. So just a few of the match stats today. Oh, let me make that a bit bigger. Pause. So there we are, much better than from the West Brom performance, which wasn't hard, obviously. But yeah, there we are, man. 13 shots. We're getting those back up again, 5 on target. Possession, we outpassed them, but again, stats are misleading because well, they're not misleading. We did do that many passes, but a lot were just between the centre backs and central midfield. But what I will say, people, when we play one-touch football, we are going to be unstoppable in this division. There's going to be very few teams that will be able to stop us when we're in full flow. When we allow teams to get back into that shape, especially in this league where all the players are like 6'5", we're not very good. We're going to be slow. We're going to be hesitant with the ball. We're going to pass it back. There's going to be times where we just need to be quicker, and that's how both of our goals came. We do more of that, football people. We will win more matches than not. Absolutely. Ishtar saying Farke looked relieved when the second goal went in. Yeah, because you know what? Even though Sheffield Wednesday weren't great today, they were still had a bit of a threat to them. So there was always that danger that they could come back into the game. And obviously, when they came out in the second half, they started very well, started very positive. But then we took control back. And then obviously getting that second goal just killed the mood. Sheffield Wednesday fans were getting on their players for not crossing it in when it should have been crossed in. They started to pass back. But yeah, Farke needed that win today. He did. The numbers were going up, weren't they? That 3 wins in 13. He needed to get that off his back, and this was a great way to do it. Um, you can't say that. That's funny, man. Dave here saying, watching that pass from Joseph, you awesome. That's a future superstar. Hey, Dave, he's a super. He's going to be a superstar now. Give him the reins, give him the time, give him the patience that you've shown other players that didn't deserve it, by the way, and he will come good. And we saw that today. I feel with Joseph as well. Once he nets one, I think he's going to go on a little bit of a run. I do. I feel that in my waters, people. Can't explain why, but yeah. No cap. Shout out to you. Was there a hint tonight that Nanto is practicing playing central for when Raz came in? You know what? Nanto drifted in centrally a couple times, and that's actually how the first goal came about. When he moved in centrally and put it through, they didn't know what to do with him. And you know what? Nanto, we know, can play in that 10 role, but I still want Salai to come in for that. I'm not gonna lie. Just the thought of Nanto, Salai coming in, yeah, that would be nice. It would be really nice. But we'll see who else we get in. We've got a week left, people. There's literally a week left of the transfer window. But yeah, there was a bit of roaming tonight in terms of player positional changes. But that's what we've got with a few of our forwards. They are interchangeable. Listen, Joseph is a 9. And he was playing deep sometimes. When he wasn't getting the ball, he'd come back. And I'm not saying he was this, so don't take it this way. But he was much like Harry Kane in terms of when Harry Kane was playing for Spurs. If he wasn't getting the service, he'd drop back deep and try and play make from central midfield. So that was Matteo Joseph tonight. But yeah, hey, listen, Nanto in the 10, that would be nice too. I'm not going to lie. Richard saying here, okay, we'll go with a bit of criticism, Richard. My only criticism, and you know this, Cage, is too much playing backwards. Grips my, you know what. All right, man. All right. But no, listen, Richard, I do understand. And listen, this isn't, you can't do this in hindsight. We were saying this in the watch long in the first half. There was a lot of playing backwards, and Gruev as well in particular. I think this is it for me as well. And this is where we're going to talk about changes for next week and what I would possibly do differently. But Gruev, a lot of the time tonight, was playing sideways and more so backwards. There's a couple of times where he did go forward, and he's the one that played. I think he played the ball out to Firpo, who then put it across the box, and no one could just get on the end of it. But there was a lot of safety passes tonight, a lot of them today. And if we can just get rid of like 50% of that, just think about how comfortable these games would be for us. They would be so much more comfortable. But this is where I go with this, because I don't think we need 2 defensive midfielders in this team at this level. I don't. I think it's overkill. I think having 2 defensive midfielders it stifles us a little bit. I think that we would be more than comfortable with Ampadu playing as a 1, Rothwell coming in central midfield, and having a more positive player in that kind of role. But we'll see what happens against Hull City, and that's how I would possibly get Brendan Aronson in that 8 hybrid 10. And I'm going to make everyone mad tonight. And then putting Joel Peru behind Joseph. Oh, I can feel the tomatoes coming at me. I take it. Uh, Man said, "Are we getting sun now?" Tremendous. James here saying you can see that Mateo wants that first goal. He's trying so hard to get it, but when the first one goes in, the next one will get easier. 100%, James. Absolutely, it's coming for him. Absolutely coming. Got no doubts about that. Um, yeah, flack incoming. I'm good. I'm good with it though. I just feel that when you're playing a home game against Hull City, we should be more attacking, bit more positive. And Grueva's and listen, this is nothing against Gruev. I actually do like Gruev at this level. I think he's a good defensive midfielder, but I just don't see the need to play Ampadu and Gruev in the majority of these games this season. Maybe if you're coming up against Burnley, Sheffield United, who have got some real good central midfielders in their teams at this level, then maybe so. But I think we could go with just one in each game for me. But that's just me. Yeah, Crypto Steve saying it was Amps playing the balls forward and Gruev supplying the easy balls. Yeah. Andy though saying don't mind Peru behind Matteo Joseph if they are both pushed forward and he's the second striker. Yeah, that's how I would do it. But I know a lot of people disagree, and that's fine. That's okay. I won't hold it against you. It's fine. Theo, yeah, Theo, you're probably echoing a lot of what people would say. Only thing Peru should be behind is the touchline. Tremendous. That's another thing though. People we was talking about it in the watch along in terms of the players. Peru getting what 8 minutes tonight. Rothwell getting what did he get 4 or 5 minutes? I know everyone knows their role in the team, but when you look at Joel Peru, let's just say Danny Farke does what he usually does. How is he going to get back in this team? Oh, Daniel Farker's talking now, people. Hold on. Dominant right away. I'm not going to do the voice. No. Oh, man. He's saying not many teams will go to Sheffield Wednesday and win. The one good chance was the back head. I know what the one he's talking about. Back head, though. That's funny. Love the game management. Very pleased. He's asking if off the ball, on the ball, was he impressed? He wants to find the balance. People see do the voice. He's saying that you have to be pretty switched on. They're a very physical side. I'm not doing a voice for you. Our structure and possession was very good tonight. It was a balanced performance, people. Let's talk about Joseph now. First of all, we lost quality. They need to find a rhythm of quality. He doesn't like to praise the young players too much. We know that though. I remember this with Archie Gray. He's saying he should have hit the target with his chance. I love how he says that about him, but he never says that about Bamford when he missed. Crazy, man. Oh, he's downplayed that pass, man. No way. He just said that ball before the second goal was really good. That's downplaying the beauty of that pass. Even the guy asking him has just said, "It sounds like you're very tough to please, Daniel." No way. Oh man, that's taking a buzz off it, man. No, I'm still buzzing, but man, come on, Farker, man, give him his props. Man said he should have scored the goal, but and that pass was very good. Are you kidding me? Come on, Farke. Come on. Saying that we need a few additions, people. And he's again happy with the performance. Yeah, I think I got it now. Okay, hold on. Oh, he's saying yes, definitely for incoming. So there we are. Awesome. And the thing is with Farke, something that I spoke about before is that what wasn't picked up in the pre-match press conference was that he was talking about there will be someone coming in the next day or two, and then he changed it to just before the deadline. So he knew that Ramazani was coming in, but obviously they're not going to say anything before it's done and dusted. But yeah, that was a strange one, man. Yeah, Matt saying Farke's on a mad one, best pass of the season. Yeah, you can't downplay that pass. But listen, this isn't anything new from Daniel Farke. Remember when Archie Gray was starting out in the team and he was performing immensely, even at right back in an unfamiliar position. He'd always say, "I don't like to praise the youngsters too much." No, 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 no. He's not going to praise the youngsters too much. He doesn't like to heap praise on them and everything else like that. But sometimes you got to give it up, man. You got to give it up. Yeah, no, he didn't say 90 points in this one, not that I heard, Pete, but what he did say is that we've had the most points of 2024 and that Sheffield Wednesday was second. So, there we are, cumulative trophies again. I try not to, man. I'll give you a little taster, but yeah. Um, Kelvin saying Farke always throwing shade at Joseph. Oh, I mean, yeah, I mean that one last season in terms of the one goal in 15 appearances when he played him for like 8 minutes per game. Yeah, I mean, but look, I understand trying to keep him grounded and stuff like that, but you can give praise when it's necessary because look, you gave criticism right there where he should have scored. I get that too. But then you have to give praise where it's needed. If you're not going to give the praise, don't give the criticism too. That's what I would say. But look, more importantly, though, okay, or just as important, I should say, Farke guaranteeing there's more signings to come in, which is great to hear. And he looked very confident. So I think that there's things in the background now, and maybe we do something over the weekend, people. So let's look out. And as of course, if we've got anything to talk about, hit the bell on the channel and you'll catch me live or recorded, whatever it be. But it'll probably be live more than anything. Um, James is saying he likes to ride the young player. Whoa, 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 brother. James. What's going on here, James? You can't even pause that, James. I can't even finish that sentence, bro. Oh, what's going on here, James? Whoa, brother. We're gonna have to move this one. Let's move on. Let's move on. Kelvin, please God be Salah. Yeah, please. That honestly, I've said it in the video before. It's not hard to find. That would be a statement signing at this level. Salah at this level will cook nicely as well. If we can get that in, I still feel that we're more than good enough to get automatically promoted with additions. But you get someone like that in, that's a game changer, absolute game changer. And Godfrey here saying, looks like we're turning a corner for the better. Yeah, listen, all it is positive results, people. And look, league wise, we're still unbeaten. We're 3 games in, we've drawn 2, 1-1. That now, gives us a good launch block. And now I feel that we'll go and beat Hull City at home. I do. So let's see what we do before that, and we'll move on from there. Ben here saying Aronson was good in the first half, disappeared in the second. Well, would you drop Aronson after that? I wouldn't drop him next week, but we'll speak about that next week, of course. But I think Aronson, remember he's still working into his way back into the team, his fitness and everything else, and I think he's going to get better. Listen, Aronson's already on 2 goals, people. You know what I mean? It's about efficiency at this level. It's not about having consistent 90-minute performances, it's about being efficient in the moments you get them. And he's done that so far, barring that miss against Portsmouth at the end. But he's doing his bit so far. I like what Aronson's brought so far, and there's more to come. But yeah, BMG here saying our first 11 is good enough. Someone like Salah could be the difference. Yeah, for me, Salah, if he comes in, there's very few players that when they're signed, I feel that they take people's place. I think he takes someone's spot in the team. He's just too good. And I don't think he dropped down from where he is to play in the championship to just be a squad option. I think you would be looking to be a key player, and you give him that. He's one of those players. Because for me, I think if he's looking to move, he could be in the middle of the road Premier League team. I do. I think he'd go to somewhere like Palace or, you know, Fulham, somewhere like that. So to get him in the Championship would be an absolute game changer for me. But yeah, listen, people, is there much else? Have I got anything else? I don't think there is anything else to say, people. We are done. We are absolutely done. And look, in terms of the performance today, good controlled, measured performance. Sheffield Wednesday 0, Leeds United 2. Listen, you know what? Just for giggles, let me see if I just for giggles. It's early. It's early, isn't it? But shall we? Let me just see what we got here. Just for giggles. I mean, it is super early, and we've played more games, but here we are. Hey, we're in the top 6, people. There we go. Hey, and listen, if Burnley or not really Sunderland, Watford, nah, I want Burnley to drop some points, and I need Sheffield United to drop some points. I still consider those two the biggest threat to the top 2. But yeah, we're 4th now, people. So does that make everyone happy? Does that make us happy? Yeah, I did the Ishtar. Listen, I'm a man for the people. You know what I mean? I'm a man of the people. And there you go. There's the table. But listen, people, enjoy the rest of your weekend. Look, I'm sure I'll be back on the weekend looking at Daniel Farke's face when he was asked about new signings. I'm sure we'll be talking about a couple of incomings this weekend. Before you go, please hit a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, drop your comments below about the game, and I'll see you in the next one, people. Peace out.